Hey ladies and gentlemen, Steven here from Redolessence. Welcome back to another video. I hope you're all doing well and keeping safe. Thank you so much for joining me today. So we have a brand new fragrance that was just released, 2021 release. This one by the company Malul is called Ocean Noir. I'm excited to give you my thoughts on the scent, so make sure to stay tuned. Now, before I begin my fragrance review of the brand new Ocean Noir by Malul, and I tell you all about this fragrance, what it smells like, comparisons, performance, so on and so forth, I do want to mention that if you are a fan of fragrance-related content, if you like reviews, top 10s, and more, please do consider supporting this channel by subscribing to it. Make sure to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and of course, give this video a thumbs up if you like this type of content. So this fragrance, like I mentioned, was just released, so the year of release is 2021. The perfumer is Roger Howell, and the thing that caught my attention initially about this fragrance is actually the note breakdown. So it contains Tangelo, which is a hybrid citrus fruit between a tangerine and pomelo or grapefruit. It also contains black coconut. It contains sea kelp and also yarrow. So this is a very peculiar note breakdown utilizing some ingredients that I haven't really encountered before in fragrances. Of course, I've encountered a lot of oceanic and marine type of ingredients, and there is marine mist as an accord in the top of this perfume pyramid. And so the overall picture that is created by this fragrance, of course, is one that should evoke the ocean, hence the fact that the name ocean is in the actual name of the fragrance, but also noir means black or dark. And so this has some darker elements about it, and I'm excited to tell you what I think in terms of the smell and how dark I think this fragrance really gets. Let's start things off with the presentation. So the marine mist accord is going to be the first thing that you smell about this fragrance. And right away, the ocean kicks into play. This is definitely an oceanic fragrance with a touch of salt. Not a whole lot. And so it's not a photorealistic ocean that you're going to get from this fragrance, but it does actually open up with a little bit of a freshness, a little bit of a saltiness, and just enough to get those gears grinding, to get that energy going. Because I know for myself personally, whenever I wear an oceanic fragrance, I want that fresh, clean, ozonic sensation in there. And I think this one is done really well as it's combined with that Tangelo note. And so it opens up with a little bit of a citrusy freshness. And in terms of the Tangelo, I don't get so much of the tangerine, and I do get the pomelo. So there's a little bit of a tart quality about this, but it doesn't have that citrusy warmth that typically comes from tangerine or orange or mandarin or orange colored fruits. I am getting a little bit of a tartness from it as well. So I'm thinking that it's coming from the pomelo side of the Tangelo citrus hybrid fruit, if that makes any sense. But I also get a little bit of the coconut vibe from it. Now, I know the note breakdown says black coconut. I'm not entirely sure what black coconut is. I've never seen a black coconut in my life, but it does open up with that lactonic, slightly sweet and fruity vibe. And whenever I smell coconut, I also think of fig or fig leaf, and I am getting a little bit of that vibe in this fragrance. So it does open up a little bit sweet. I know there's also amberwood in the base, and so I feel like the sweetness from the top, which is on account of the coconut, is also connecting with the sweetness in the base. But right in between, you have that yarrow ingredient. So yarrow can actually smell a little bit spicy. It's floral, but it can also have aromatic nuances of basil or oregano. And so for this, it does actually smell a little bit aromatic, but more in the direction of like a clary sage. And so I'm not smelling oregano or basil per se. And I thought about it, does this fragrance have enough of a minty presence? Because there's also geranium in here, and geranium can smell minty and rosy at the same time. There's nothing really minty about this fragrance. It doesn't smell like your typical mint, spearmint, peppermint, or even eucalyptus or other minty ingredients. This is really more about the kelp that slightly salty oceanic vibe that is created on account of the marine mist accord in the opening and the kelp in the heart. But then you're also going to get that citrusy and slightly fruity combination with the amber touches in the base. There's also something woodsy about this fragrance, but I don't think the woods are overpowering in any way. I think they're playing more of a supporting role in this fragrance. Now, I think this fragrance smells very modern. I think this fragrance is the type of DNA that you will get compliments on. I think it's very easy to pull off. I think it doesn't rely too heavily on the salty and oceanic aspects, and it has enough of the noir in here that will allow you to wear it once the weather starts to get a little bit cooler outside. However, I do think that the spring and summer is the best time for this fragrance to shine. However, on account of those other ingredients, I think it also has enough of a professional vibe that if you wanted to wear this fragrance indoors in an office environment, you can pull that off very, very comfortably. And so I do see the versatility in this fragrance, and I think it has that DNA that will yield compliments, and it will warrant compliments from people because it's very safe, very easy to wear, very approachable. And the same thing can be said about many other fragrances by Michael Malul. Black Tie, Spice, even Citizen Jack, Jet Black. I think they all have this sort of complement factor about them, and they have very accessible formulas, very accessible DNAs, and this is another one to add to the list. So Ocean Noir is a fresh yet dark kind of a fragrance that I think is very versatile, can be worn all seasons, all occasions, but I think it'll really shine in a climate controlled environment, in an office setting, or especially in the spring and summer. Let's go ahead and finish things off with my overall assessment. So first up, in terms of the uniqueness and the overall smell, it is pretty unique. Doesn't smell like other oceanic fragrances, also doesn't smell like other coconut fragrances. So it does possess a certain level of uniqueness that I really enjoy. Overall smell, like I said, the one type of a DNA that I think you will get complimented on. Longevity, 7+ hours on my skin. Projection was great for the first hour of application. It didn't start to sit closer to the skin until about that 5 to 5.5 hour mark. And so the performance on it is pretty good. In terms of the versatility, I can see myself wearing this one in a climate controlled environment, all seasons, all occasions. I think it'll really shine in the hotter weather though, because of the oceanic components of it. I think it's perfectly unisex despite the fact that it's marketed for men, if I'm not mistaken, but I can see a very confident woman wearing this one very comfortably, no questions asked. And I think this one gives off a bit of a modern, youthful appeal. I think for somebody who's a little bit more established, a little bit older, I would definitely recommend something like Spice or Black Tie. This one gives more of a youthful, contemporary, and modern vibe, which I think is very likable. In terms of the presentation, I do like the color of the bottle and the graphic on the box. So my final verdict is, if you are looking for a citrusy, slightly fruity, and salty oceanic fragrance, definitely check out Ocean Noir by Michael Malul. I really hope you have the opportunity to check it out. And I'm gonna leave a few links down below. They do have various ways of sampling their fragrances, whether it's a travel size or what have you. And there's also going to be a coupon code down below, so definitely make sure to utilize it. I really hope you enjoyed this video, and I hope you took something of value from this review, and I hope you enjoyed this fragrance if you have the opportunity to check it out. So thank you so much for watching. I really do appreciate you all. Make sure to support this channel by subscribing to it. If you enjoyed this video, give it a thumbs up. Remember to enable all notifications by clicking on the bell, and we'll see you in the next episode. Bye.